Hello everybody and welcome. We're checking out a brand new demo, part of Steam's Next Fest of up and coming new games. This one is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. I am a die-hard Star Trek fan, and I'm super excited for this game because Voyager by far is my favorite series. So we're going to jump into this. So Star Trek Voyager first aired January 16th, 1995. And this is how it starts off. Now, the game does not go completely by the storyline of Voyager. There are some deviations, some ways of speeding things up, but I will say the graphics look amazing. Just look at this. This looks really good. Now, I really wish this was narrated, but I mean, this is an early look at the game before it's even released. So I'm hoping maybe down the road this could be narrated. But I'm almost certain it probably won't be because copyright issues and stuff like that. Like even the audio of the ship, of firing weapons, the combat scenarios, and just the overall sound doesn't sound like Voyager. And I understand this because apparently Star Trek has the craziest copyright restrictions, like the nuttiest of restrictions that they copyright even the torpedo sounds, phaser sounds, shields, overall a lot of things. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this. So we are starting off as Catherine Janeway. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy, ready for the first deep space assignment. We're going to go ahead and just peruse through this. So basically what it is, this starts off as the Caretaker episode, like the pilot episode of Voyager, where they get flung to the other side of the galaxy, 70-some thousand light years away, which means there's about 70 years it would take to get home. But yeah, like Tom Paris, he used to be part of the Maquis. They recruited him to locate the cell in the Badlands. So I will go ahead and skip through this. You guys can read the bottom left as needed, but overall it's just it doesn't follow the first episode 100%, but it's sped up enough to get the gist. Now, if you guys are into Star Trek or want to watch Star Trek, I highly recommend the Voyager series. The Voyager series, it's 7 seasons. Each episode's an hour, 24 episodes per season. Yes, that's a lot of watching, and I have literally watched all 7 seasons multiple times. Just goes to show how big of a Trekkie I am. But yeah, we're now in the Badlands, and we are scanning. And now Mr. Paris has to tell us where they are, or where he thinks they like to hide. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this game. I know that the game is not completely done. There is no announced time or date when this is going to release. I do like the red alert effects. The red alert audio sound right there doesn't match what's in the TV series. Like I said, copyright. Now, I do remember this episode very well. There's a, I forget what the beam or the wave is called off the top of my head, but I know that they tried doing evasive maneuvers here in the game. But in the show, they do a graviton beam to try to break up the wave, and it fails. They don't do it in the game. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't follow it. Hey, let's do a graviton beam, which we already knew didn't exist or did not work even in the show. But graphically, the game looks amazing. So the ship is crippled. Now in the TV show, it wasn't this crippled, but it was pretty heavily damaged. Damage report. Major hull and deck damage. Transporters are offline. So another thing is this. What we're about to go into, they changed the whole aspect of what the show episode 1 and the game is, because if I remember correctly, there is a micro fracture in the warp core which could lead to a warp core overload, and the game doesn't do it. The little things like that on Trekkies like myself, it may bother me, but overall I get the way they want to speed things up. I mean, the first episode of Star Trek Voyager season 1 was almost an hour and a half, or was, I think they combined the 2 episodes together. Take the helm, Mr. Paris. External sensors are offline. Wow, I can't even say it. I know what it is. Cartography? Yeah, well, we're just gonna go with that. And this is where we get into seeing the actual, like, internals of the ship. This is really cool. I like this. This gives you the tutorial on breaking down what you need to do. Click the question mark. You can turn on resources. There's a lot of stuff to do. This gives me Fallout vibes. I forget what Fallout, but I think there was a Fallout game that was similar to this. Now, what really got me is this. Cool. There's engineering. I like that fact that you can do this. This is really, really cool. There's the warp core, but then I started thinking, I saw this. That's also a warp core. What? When did the ship have 2 warp cores? So, what I ended up doing is doing some research. Go to find out. This is the spare. I had no idea Voyager had a spare warp core. When was that a thing? There was never during the series a mention of a spare warp core, but when you look at the schematics of the ship, it does show a spare warp core. Also, another thing you never saw in any of the episodes of the 7 seasons is the Arrow shuttle. And the Arrow shuttle is available to be used in this game, which is fantastic. I love it. We finally have a ship, this thing available. I really, really wish this was used during the seasons. Never was utilized. Heck, most people didn't even know it existed. Unless you're a super Trekkie like me. But we have to go ahead and turn on life support. Switch on life support. Wait. No, wait. That was the wrong one. That's fine. We'll leave that one on. We're supposed to turn in this. Not enough emergency or enough energy. So we're going to turn that back off. Come back down here. Not enough power. What was our activate stellar cartography? Where was that at again? Did I lose the location of stellar That's the science lab. Did they? I think they rearrange. Because I went through here once. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, I think they rearranged certain things every once in a while. I don't know. I feel like it was up here originally once before, and now it's down here. I could be all twisted up. Go ahead and turn on that. Sensors are picking up something out there, but what Harry is trying to say is we're no longer in the Badlands anymore. I just love the cinematicness of this. This is so cool. Now, the nice thing about this is cool. Yes, we are playing through this. This is the story of Voyager from scratch, from the beginning. And you can alter the timeline of Voyager, which is awesome. So if anyone is familiar with the Star Trek universe or Star Trek Voyager universe, there's Tuvix, where Neelix and Tuvok have a transporter accident where they merge together. You can keep them merged together, or you can continue with the timeline how it is and separate them. You can either keep them separated or keep them. Yeah, you get what I mean. Either you can change the history by removing the 2 parts together, or keeping the 2. Oh my goodness, I can't get that right. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. All right. You can change the timeline by not pulling apart Neelix and Tuvok and keeping it Tuvix, or you can continue on the normal path as pulling them apart, essentially killing Tuvix, but not also, I don't know. But yeah, this is really, really cool. I like the aspect. It really changes a lot. The Delta Quadrant. Life support systems are failing. That wasn't really a thing during episode 1 either. So now we have to go find resources. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to scan. Now we can get some deuterium. So this is just teaching you how to navigate through the system. And then the system is utilized by a chance system. So it'll give you hey, look, you have a 50% chance of getting this correct or wrong or critically wrong. So yeah, so this is where deuterium, it looks like, is. So we're going to go ahead and move over here. Bring that back up. Set course. And right here, we detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in there. So we have two chances here, or two options. Well, three. Leave, which is not an option. Collect any easily accessible resources, which the chances up here are all green, so it's 100% chance that we'll be successful. Use the tractor beam to try to clump up the debris and easily collect it using the tractor beam, which means we get more resources. So this is what we get for resources. If we do it the easy way, the hard way, we get even more, but there is a chance. You see the yellow, there's a chance that we could falter or not get as much as what it's showing. So we're gonna play risky. Boom, green, we got everything. Captain, we can now deactivate gray mode. So gray mode is because we were in a power reduction mode, emergency power essentially. So let's go ahead and click on the warp core. So we can go tier 1, there's tier 2, tier 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to go ahead and activate or deactivate gray mode. We're on normal power now. See the warp cores coming back online. Good. Now what about this thing? This array. So the funny, I really wish this was voice acted by like Harry, the actual person that played Harry Kim, Catherine Janeway. Obviously, that takes a lot of money for those voice actors, especially so for these ones. But since I've watched the show so much, I can almost hear their voices in my head. So we have two options. I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detect a Maquis vessel next to it. Cool. That's not... Yeah. Sensors array, chance, scan for life forms. Optional. Try hailing them. So we're going to go ahead and scan. Scan the ship for life signs. There's no one aboard. Correct. That would be correct. Scan the array now. Several life forms on board. I don't believe they scanned... Yeah, they couldn't scan the array. Because they were dealing with a warp core, a potential warp core fracture. And that's when they got... They all got transported. The entire crew of the Voyager got transported to the array to be studied upon. They're not doing that in this game. They're not doing it. That's not how they're starting it. It's their way of speeding things up, though. Like I keep saying, they're speeding things along, changing a few things from the TV series. So there are little things. There are little things I'm not a big fan of, but I can deal with it just because there's still good aspects of this. All right, now we have to collect and store deuterium to repair the transporter room. See, we didn't have to repair a transporter room in episode 1. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and come over here and scan this. Set course. So I like this system here. This is the binary star system. I believe this is considered a binary star system. Let's see. Search safely. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that one because the other one's blocked. Hey, look, that's barely good, but we're good. We now have enough deuterium. Duranium. Sorry, duranium. We need. Engineering is standing by for repairs, so let's go ahead and do that. Repair. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris, set a course for the array. It's time we get some answers. All right, let's go ahead and set a course back to the array. Now you can also change the path of history for Voyager, because at the end you can either destroy the array like you do in episode 1, or you can use the array to go back to the Alpha Quadrant, but then you leave the array to, which we haven't ran across yet, the Kazon. You could do that and that ends the game. I've done that once and I was like, this is actually kind of cool. You can make this game the shortest game in history. All right, now we have to Harry Kim and Tom Paris. We're gonna transport over to the array. Again, not part of the series, wasn't actually part of episode 1. They didn't transport over there because they were already beamed over by the Caretaker. All right, Captain, we seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. All of this at this point is not going to be accurate to lore Star Trek. Any suggestions on what we do next? Let's see. Look for any footprints or special noises. So we have a chance that that'd be a failure. But we have a bigger chance if we scan for life forms and strange energy signatures. Let's go ahead and do that one. Success. Harry and Tom uses tricorders to scan for life forms to detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. A man with a banjo. So that banjo person would, well, essentially he is the Caretaker. So you have all of this. You have special skills for each one of your characters or your heroes. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach this? Or approach him? Demand to know what is going on. Which, if we do that, we have about 70% chance of being successful. Try to read his body language, which gives us a higher probability of succeeding, or argue with facts that this can't be a farm on Earth. You know what? We're gonna argue. We're gonna argue with the guy. Oh, we were successful. Harry and Tom argue that this can't be Earth, pointing out the inconsistencies in the planets or the plants and animals, while the old man remains evasive. They sense the other humans on the farm itself are not real. Yeah, okay. Didn't expect that to be successful, but okay. There is also a way you can be 100% correct, or you're always going to be right, but there is a chance of being critically correct. I guess you can call it critically correct. The old man isn't much help. Well, we'll try to find Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. So that is, the barn is part of episode 1. So I agree with that. And Harry, Kim, and Tom Paris, they both go to this barn. So they have that part right. It's just those little things. It's just the little things you realize. So they investigate the barn wall for a hidden door, which is 25. So there's like, again, 60, I'm gonna say 70% chance of being, I'm gonna say 60, 65 of being correct. Then there's try to analyze. Well, can't do that because every time we use a character, it gets fatigued. Like, look at that. We're under 50% if we do this. Try to analyze what these energy rings could be. Try to find a way to break the illusion of the wall. So we can use both of them at the same time if we could, or if we wanted to. But I think I'm gonna go with Tom Paris's investigate the barn wall for a hidden door, which is what they do actually. Oh, it's a failure too. The barn wall seems solid. Suddenly the people from the field burst in. They don't burst in. See, this is saying that they're bursting in. They're really actually transporting. They're materializing in front of them. All right, and this is the area. This is the area where the bodies you'll be seeing in the actual episode. So yeah, Chakotay, there's Torres, and all of the other people that should be there. That's from Voyager. That should be, but they're not. These people must be missing Maquis. Not all of these, no. They are being held here. Captain, we must get them out of here. Pilot, wake up the tattooed man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wake up the tattooed man. I just don't like that. Quick-witted. Wake up the half Klingon woman. See, they don't wake anyone up. But I mean, I'm now just like poking at things. See right here, we have a critical success. So let's go ahead and just do that. Harry sprints toward the half Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him. Look at concern on his face before Harry can react. A blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. They're sent back to Voyager. And that's the end of the mission. Your characters level up, or your heroes level up, get better skills, and so on and so forth. And now they're back on the bridge. And miraculously, the bridge is back together. What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right? Tom? See, and that's where they get things a little weird. Right here. I don't know if this is part of the choices you make that switch things. Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent, because we're short. So Tom Paris is on the array now, which it should be Harry Kim. Captain, we're being hailed by the Maquis. And it's B'Elanna. Which it should be, yeah, okay, so it flips it. Because I remember when I did my last playthrough, real quick, she was on the array still. So, okay, yeah. So things do matter a lot, like the little things. We're beaming over. So there's B'Elanna. This is Tuvok, which is actually Catherine Janeway's chief of security undercover. You'll get that here in a moment. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Magically, he's back in his uniform. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That's unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Maquis duties to the highest standards. For a Vulcan, I wouldn't expect anything less. Patak. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. B'Elanna's now been recruited. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back. Oh, we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed and their communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. All right, we're back to the schematics. Captain, the ship status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. Repair requires, okay. So we need to turn on the life support system again. Turn it on. Life support's restored on Deck 5. Engineering office is now accessible. And of course, it's a mess. Sigh. We'll have to fix it before we can use it. 2 cycles. All right, we should be able to see the full scope. Until completion, it would be logical to scan for planets in the system and gather deuterium and duranium. So this screen right here, we are seeing that we are gonna, down the road, once the game's fully released, we're gonna have Borg technology we can put on the ship. So we can essentially pimp out our ship with Borg tech. We can look at our bioneural gel packs. Interesting. Science points. This is our dilithium, deuterium. This is our cycles. This is our energy levels, batteries, duranium, tritanium, and food. Now, looking at this, we have 50 people on board. 50 people. So if I remember correctly from the actual series, the USS Voyager, which is an Intrepid class long-range science vessel, crew complement is like 145. So there's some discrepancy on statistics on the ship itself. But let's go ahead and zoom out. We're going to go ahead and so I'm using AWSD to move around the map. So we're here by the array. We're going to go ahead and scan this. Whoops, that's enter ship. Engineering office is repaired. Engineering office is fully operational again, Captain. We now have additional work teams to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Good. Now we have to turn on life support for this deck. I'm assuming this is deck 3. Life support is restored on it's deck 2. Captain, access to the mess hall is now possible. Now we have to repair the mess hall. So if I remember correctly, the mess hall was pretty much destroyed in let's see, we're missing resources, so we have to go and get resources. Let's see, collect any easily. Let's go ahead and do the clump. Success. Oh, but we lost because we were already full. Let's go ahead and scan this. So our deuterium. Is that what we just picked up as deuterium? Yes. So scan. Deuterium. There's duranium. We need duranium. And yeah, still says 23 of 23. We're good. Repair 3 cycles. Until completion, we should address crew accommodations. Ruined room must be cleared to create rooms for residential sections. Crew quarters. So we need to clear that. While waiting for the work teams to finish, we should continue to collecting more resources. All right, so we need to scan. There's the deuterium. Have enough of that. Deuterium. 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 All right, mess hall is back online. Switch to replicator rations. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew. I really like this game though. It's really, really good. Very in-depth. You get a level of understanding of Voyager a little bit more. Not like crazy, but I'm also looking forward to seeing how nutty we can get. Now I have noticed, maybe should we build some of the crew quarters? Yes, we will. Let's go ahead and crew emergency quarters. All right, emergency quarters are being built now. So here's the okay, Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communications. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. And this is where it gets really weird. So this caretaker is I forget what this is, a spore, some type of energy being. When they hail and talk to the caretaker, it's the old man. You don't see this until like the very, very end of the episode. So the little things, like I keep saying, the little things, the little tiny things. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. The hell I am. Let Taurus talk. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do that. Let Taurus talk. No, listen here, Gramps. Return Chakotay, or I'll use that banjo in ways only a Klingon. I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. The struggle for survival. It is a heavy burden, but I have no time for this. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? To ensure their survival. Whose survival? I hope you're not talking about Chakotay and the pilot. Your people? No, your people may just hold the key to their survival. Wait, what? No, your people may just hold. Okay. And I must hurry. No. You're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've just been cut off, Captain. This is getting nowhere. We need to find our people fast. You managed to extract valuable information, Miss Torres. What information? I don't understand what was such good information. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending out energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Correct, that is a thing. Given the lack of information regarding our mission or missing crew, wow, I can't even talk. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet, tongue-tied. Investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together. Captain. Helm, set a course for the 5th planet of the neighboring neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set a course for the 5th planet. Maximum warp. All right, quarters are done. Sector space. So we are, oh wait, hold up. So I believe we are here. Oh no, Voyager's right here. We need to go here. And now we're warping away. And now we need to go. Let's go to see the Talaxian here. There's another ship, so we're going to go investigate that. Scan. Deuterium. Set a course. Risk to send an engineering team to perform repairs. Keep a safe distance and transmit navigation data. All right, so we need to come over here. Deuterium's at max. So we need to go set a course to this planet, the Ocampa planet. All right, Captain, I need to address the lack of quarters. Many are sleeping in the corridors and morale. We haven't even met you. This is Neelix. We haven't even met him yet, and now he shows up. Not now. We have pressing matters to hand. We reach the destination. Orders. Continue. Look at that graphics. That is so nice. That is so nice. They really hit photo mode for when those moments happen. Let's see what we have here. Following the Caretaker's energy pulse, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. If I remember correctly, the planet absolutely has no water on the surface at all. What makes this place so special? Do a general scan of the planet. Let's see what we can learn from. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. Jeez. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no oceans, no rivers, no nothing. So I was correct. However, there are settlements. Strange, but intriguing. Check the energy impulses. Or energy pulses. They're consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommend an await team to investigate the area. There's something else. The intervals between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array, which is correct. The series does say that. I remember that one. I remember it. They're getting faster. The entity said he was running out of time, right? Whatever that means, you better hurry. Prepare an away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Oh, and look, there's Neelix. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager with his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Greetings! Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, mister? Neelix. Never seen a ship like yours before. Let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds like you've heard this before. Not exactly what she said, but I'm summing it up. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the Caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. That's actually a true quote from Neelix. The Caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. It's a tricky place, dangerous, but you can use a guide. But, of course, a guide needs a little, compensation. Sounds fair. You know what they compensate him with? All the water he can get. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food, water. Okay, yeah, some food and water. Be most welcome. If you help us find, you can have all the food and water you want. Yep, it's a deal. All right, so we are here. But yeah, I mean, that's a general gist of the game. I mean, I'm sure that it goes a lot longer than this. I know it goes a lot longer than this, the demo, but I think it gives you a general idea of what's in store for you if you get this game whenever it comes out. Like I said, there is no actual like date of when the game comes out. I know that I will be getting this. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, hit that button. Lets me know you like what you see, and also put something in the comment section if you want to see more of this when it's officially out, because I am really wanting to play this and actually do change the history of Voyager. Let's make this ship into a warship with all the Borg tech we can possibly put on it. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.